Let's give Reginald Christian a He always say don't give him a hand, but we're going to give him a hand because we know that he works really hard. But good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. This is indeed an awesome day. We do understand that we had to do some little shifting on today. We understand that we were slated for outside, but due to the weather, of course, Miss Parker and the A team decided, hey, we wanted to make sure we come into the inside of the gym and still allow our program to take place, because we do understand that October is the month that has been slated for breast cancer awareness, and we wanted to make sure we pause and celebrate and pay homage to those that are in the fight, those that are fighting for us, and those that have gained their wings as well. Is that all right? So let's give the Lord a hand clap of praise. I still know that this is the day that he has made. I'm yet going to rejoice and be glad in it because he has done some awesome things for me. And just to share a few things with you, to our president, let's give our president a round of applause. We have Dr. Jones here in the house. We have our survivors, along with our platform guests that are here with us on today. And so, without hesitation, as we start our program, we're going to keep in mind that 1 out of 8 women are impacted with breast cancer. And so I always like to do the demonstration, if you will. Can our attorney stand up, if you will? Jazz, if you will stand up. Miss Grant, if you'll stand up back there. I see Parker is already standing as she comes up front. I see that Mrs. Akins is already standing up. Go ahead and stand up. Yes, ma'am. And Miss Audrey, if you'll stand up. Now just look around the room. It's a few of us in here, but at the end of the day, we know these people that are standing, right? And so in understanding that we know these people, look at it, 1 out of 8 women in this room will be impacted by breast cancer. Even though it may not be you, it still may be somebody who you know. And so let's give them a hand clap of praise just for the demonstration. Keeping in mind, it's not just the women. Keep in mind, men, 1% of our cases have been men. And so men get breast cancer as well. And I'm sure Dr. Jones will share more information about that. But I always like to teach my students and demonstrating, no matter where you are, somehow we're impacted some way about what's happening to us. And this is a time that we're pausing to commemorate and also shed wisdom and light on what we have been through and what we have come out of, and know that we're not just survivors, but we are overcomers. Is that all right? And so without further ado, we will continue on with our programs. You all can relax and enjoy yourselves. We are still going to talk about Rams and Peak, our hope, our health, and our healing. And so on today, we will start with our invocation by Mr. Gabriel, who is the son of a survivor, followed by our welcome and acknowledgement of our survivors, none other than Crystal Robinson, who is a survivor, followed by our greetings by the illustrious Miss Albany State University, Miss Kirsten Jones, and none other than Miss Rachel Lawrence, a daughter of a survivor. She's going to render a poem in that order. Thank you.
Good morning. Let me all my hands before we're in prayer. Heavenly Father, we give you all the glory and the honor because it belongs to you. We come before you this day with hearts full of hope, gratitude, and compassion. We thank you for gathering us here, survivors, supporters, families, caregivers, as well as advocates united by love and purpose. Lord, we lift up every person who has faced the challenge of breast cancer. Those who are fighting today, those who have tried, and those whose memory continues to inspire us. Grant them strength for every step, comfort in every trial, and peace that surpasses all understanding. Bless the hands and the hearts of the doctors, nurses, as well as the researchers who work tirelessly to bring healing and discovery. Bless the families and friends who offer unwavering love and care. May our words, our actions, and our compassion be a light to others. And may this program remind us all that even in struggle, there is resilience. Even in pain, there is purpose. Even in darkness, there is always hope. We ask these things in your holy, matchless name. Amen.
Welcome. We are so grateful to see each of you here today for our Rams in Pink Hope, Health, and Healing celebration. This is a gathering of strength, hope, and community. Whether you're a survivor, a thriver, a family member, a friend, or advocate, your presence here is a powerful statement that no one walks alone in this journey. Breast cancer touches so many lives, and today we honor those we have lost and celebrate every big victory, big and small. At this time, will all the breast cancer survivors please rise so we may recognize and celebrate the incredible strength and courage you have shown in your journey. Thank you. You are an inspiration to us all. Please be seated. We also like to give a special thanks to all the family, friends, caregivers here today. Your love, your strength, your tireless support makes all the difference. Thank you.
Good morning, Golden Rams. I am honored to bring greetings as the 83rd Miss Albany State University and to stand among such powerful, resilient, and beautiful spirits gathered here today for our annual Breast Cancer Awareness Celebration. Today, we wear pink with purpose, not just as a color, but as a symbol of strength, sisterhood, and survival. We come together to honor those who have fought the fight, to uplift those still in battle, and to remember those whose light continues to shine through our advocacy and love. As members of this proud HBCU family, we understand what it means to turn pain into purpose, trials into triumph, and hope into healing. Just as our ancestors stood strong in the face of adversity, we too stand united, believing in the power of early detection, education, and community support. To our survivors, you are living testaments of courage. Your stories remind us that faith and perseverance can overcome even the toughest battles. We celebrate you today and every day. May this event continue to inspire awareness, promote wellness, and remind us all that when we lift one another, we rise together. Thank you, and as always, go Rams.
Good morning. This is in memory of my mom. Warrior by Nellie S. Marie. She had been stepped on so many times that the footprints left behind tattooed her beautiful skin, but she wasn't broken. She picked herself up and kept going. These were war wounds she was proud of, the marks of a champion. With every struggle she faced, she found some reason to embrace hope. Now she has the strength of a warrior. Her eyes don't even show the pain. Her broken smile still puts beauty queens to shame. And absolutely nothing can stand in her way.
So it is my great pleasure to have an opportunity to share a few remarks for this very important opportunity to take a moment and just reflect, honor survivors, remember those who did not, and to give a clarion call of how do we do better. Like many of you, you know someone who has been impacted by breast cancer or some form of cancer. I lost my sister to breast cancer. Um, like many, we have a blended family, and my sister not only lost her life to breast cancer, her sister died of breast cancer, and her mama died of breast cancer. So 3 in one family lost. But that's not uncommon. In fact, it's way too common. So it is important that knowledge is power. But I think awareness is the equalizer of power. And part of what we're doing today is highlighting breast cancer and what we can do as a community to ensure that there is great awareness around screening, treatment, support, etc. So what I would like to offer up as the president of this wonderful university is that we play a very significant role. Being both a university that sits in Southwest Georgia where you have rural healthcare, which is a challenge. So how do we make sure we drive those things forward? So sessions like this are important. So Hope, Health, and Healing, Rams in Pink, is an amazing opportunity for us to play our role in trying to do what we can to alleviate, reduce, minimize the impacts of breast cancer. So thank you to all those who are here, the survivors, those who know someone who was impacted, to our special guest speaker, Dr. Daniel Jones. I've seen many people come up here to greet already this morning, so thank you for joining us. RAMS play an important role. It plays an important role, so thank you for those who showed up. And for those who aren't here, go tell somebody. Go tell somebody about what we talked about today. Go tell somebody about the role that they play in helping drive someone to the hospital for early screening. Okay? And with that, again, thank you for being here, and I'm excited to host this as part of Albany State University country. Okay.
Thank you to our president and our program participants thus far. We will have our special dedication by none other than Destiny Johnson, followed by the introduction of our speaker, our very own president of the Student Government Association, Mr. Jonathan Bing, followed by the guest speaker for the hour, none other than Dr. Daniel Adams Jones, our radiation oncologist at Phoebe Memorial Hospital. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Destiny Johnson, and I serve as the president of the Anointed ASU Gospel Choir. I want to thank Ms. Parker for inviting us to come and sing at this very special event. No, I may not know every one of your individual stories, but I know that I'm standing in front of a group of very strong individuals. I know we've all been through trials and tribulations, and I pray that this song ministers to you as it does to me. Never would have made it. I never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I never would have made it. I never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I'm better, so better. When I look over all you brought me through, I can see that you were the one I held on to, and I never would have made it. Oh, I never could have made made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say you're stronger, you're wiser, and you're better, so better. When you look over all he's brought you through, you can see that he was the one held on to, and never would have made it. Oh, never could have made it without him. You would have lost it all. But now you see how he was there for you. You can say stronger, and you're wiser, and you're better, so better. When you look back over all he's brought you through, you can see that he was the one you held on to. And never would have made.
Good morning, Lord Rams. Good morning. I am Jonathan Bing, and I serve as the 75th Student Government Association President for the 2025-2026 Scholastic School Year. And on today, I have the distinct honor to welcome our distinguished guest, Dr. Adam Jones. I'm sorry. Dr. Jones moved to Albany and joined Radiation Oncology Associates in 2014. He was raised in Statesboro, Georgia, and attended the University of Georgia, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in biology. He received his medical degree from Mercer University School of Medicine and his formal training in radiation oncology while attending the University of Minnesota. Dr. Jones is an advocate for all health screenings. People deserve a fighting chance against cancer or any disease they may face. It is my calling to let folks know their options and the best possible care. Dr. Jones is the leading physician advocate for Phoebe Memorial Hospital Lungs Watch Cancer Screening Program and chair of the Georgia Lung Cancer Roundtable. He participates in Georgia Cancer Consortium and serves on its steering team. Dr. Jones serves as the Georgia facilitator for ongoing American Cancer Society-sponsored lung cancer echo model that places emphasis on biomarker testing, a pilot program in Georgia, Kentucky, and Mississippi. Dr. Jones and his partner, Dr. William McCaffrey, have published works on various topics in peer-reviewed journals and have monitored medical students in their clinical research endeavors. Both doctors value teaching students cancer and outcome research and translational research. Dr. Jones is a member of the American Society of Therapeutic Radiology and Oncology, ASTRO for short, and is board certified by the American Board of Radiology. He is an appointed community facility for Augusta University and Medical College of Georgia. He and his wife, Haley, have two sons, Duncan and Portland, and a daughter named Megan. He enjoys teaching, clinical research, and spending time with his family. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Dr. Adam Jones.
All right. Hopefully I can live up to that introduction. Ms. Charles, thank you so much for the personal invitation this year. President Scott, like you mentioned earlier today, distinguished faculty, students, thank you for being here on this special day. I always feel like it's such a privilege to be here during Breast Cancer Awareness Month with this group. Albany State is such a family, connected to itself and the community in many different ways, and I always just feel very honored and privileged to be here. There's been lots of advances in breast cancer treatment. Cure rates have gotten better, outcomes have gotten better. But we still have to revisit the past and how we continue to improve upon that. Every 12 minutes in this country, somebody dies from breast cancer. Every 12 minutes. Last year at Phoebe, we treated 250 new ladies with breast cancer. We're doing our best to meet the need. Outcomes improve, though, not only with better treatments, but better screening, earlier detection. President Scott mentioned this earlier. I also routinely say that knowledge is power. Showing up to the table, showing up to the screen is really just the start of it. There's been some, let's say, disagreement on when to start screening. Mostly it comes down to statistics and numbers at the federal level. I routinely will tell a group of people at age 40 you start screening. That's your first mammogram. And most likely it's going to be negative, but it allows you a seat at the table. At Phoebe, we not only screen a patient, but we do an initial assessment of family history. Some patients will go on and have a genetic mutation. It's not a lot of patients, but some, maybe 5% or less. These genetic mutations are BRCA or Lynch or ATM or CHEK. They're out there. These patients need special risk reduction strategies, aggressive surgeries up front. However, most women don't fall into that group. And yes, we are lucky to identify them, and yes, they need to know that. Their sister needs to know that. Their daughter needs to know that. Their aunt needs to know that. These are familial traits that are passed down. Outside of this group, there's another group that's identified. There are women and sisters and aunts who don't have mutation, they just have breast cancer. Well, there's a gap. We know they have something. We don't know what it is. And yes, there is ongoing research right now to identify other genes that put patients at risk. However, during this assessment at Phoebe, they get a score, a lifetime score. I usually will say 1 out of 8, 1 out of 12 women are at risk for breast cancer in their life. That's pretty much what Ms. Charles said earlier. However, this score, and for those women, annual breast cancer screening is perfect. But this score also allows us to know, well, how high is the risk? I'll routinely be seeing a patient just for risk reduction strategies in our clinic. We also do genetic consults. They don't have a mutation, but they have a high risk of cancer. They may have a 25% risk of cancer, and they might be in their 40s. Well, no, they don't need annual screening, and no, they don't need to wait till 50. These women may benefit from MRI screening, ultrasound screening. These are new things that are options for everyone in this community, but you've got to show up to the screen to learn that. You got to meet with your primary doctor to see, am I a candidate for this, am I a candidate for that? These patients are then kind of brought into the cancer center and put on a preferred, let's say, higher risk screening pathway. It's really important that you know your risk. So this is kind of something newer we've been doing lately at the cancer center. Any woman that gets a screen gets a genetic risk stratification, and they know their number. Outside of that, I'll just go ahead and announce that Phoebe and Morehouse have partnered recently to better understand some of these genes, let's just say, that are in between the lines. We know this. Just like younger black men are at a higher risk for early prostate cancer at an early age, same thing happening in breast cancer. We know that younger black ladies are at higher risk for triple negative cancers. Triple negative is a bit of a punchline, but essentially these are higher grade cancers that don't respond to estrogen. I routinely meet women in their 30s and 40s, late 20s last week, patient. Triple negative breast cancer. Screening wouldn't have helped them. Wouldn't have helped them. It would not have found this cancer. These cancers come up on self-breast exams. So we've got a lot of way to go in identifying what genes we don't know, and only through clinical research are we going to find it. So I'll routinely tell a patient, if you have any family history of cancer, you need self-breast exams monthly. You need to ask your doctor, am I candidate for screening? You need to ask your doctor, and at the Carleton Breast Center, am I a candidate for intensified screening and risk reduction strategies? Outside of that, there's been lots of improvement on treatment. So generally, treatment outcomes is twofold. Half of it, I believe, is earlier detection and finding those screen cancers. That's half of it. The other half of it is better treatment. Typically, a screen cancer is a stage 1 cancer with excellent cure rates. A non-screened cancer is higher stage, higher grade, with inferior outcomes. We want everybody to be in the screening group. So this is why we invest a lot of heart and soul into events like this, really. The second part of that is treatment outcomes. We are tailoring treatment better these days. We're using immune therapy now up front in patients with triple negative breast cancer. Immune therapy years ago was only for melanoma and lung cancer. It's now used up front for young ladies with triple negative breast cancer, and the results are outstanding. Outstanding. We're seeing some stage 2 and 3 cancers just disappear even before surgery. This is stuff that I didn't think was possible years ago when I was in training. So it's nice to see it before my eyes. Secondly, we're using modified versions of surgery and radiation, truly customizing it to the patient. Less surgery, less or more strategic radiation, more focal radiation. So all of this, in my opinion, improving outcomes, improving cure rates, and reducing side effects. So I think we're getting there on the treatment side. I think we've got a long way to go on the genetic and prevention side. With that, I'll leave you with get screened. It's okay to talk about. Men, we don't like talking about screening, but it's okay. Talk about it in your church, in your family, at work. It is fine. We want to see a healthy community with preventable disease squashed out early, preventable cancers, early cancers taken care of easily. That's what we want to see for a healthier Albany. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I think we need to clap again for those first 2 advances of triple negative. We have several friends. We'll have a testimony from Mr. Brian Perez, son of a survivor, as well as Ms. Catherine Kiki Varakis, a survivor herself, followed by closing remarks.
My name is Brian Perez. I'm a transfer student here at Albany State University. I transferred from Kentucky State University, which is also an HBCU. I transferred down here with the band director. His name is Dr. William Brooks III. I don't know if he showed today. He did not. It's fine. I transferred down here with him, and just to give a little bit of background story of this testimony that I'm about to give today. My very first semester here, my father was diagnosed with melanoma while I was here. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. That is 6.5 hours, 7 hours, depending on the traffic away. And that was hard for me. My second semester, my mother was diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma, which is also another form of cancer. And I'm going to start my testimony now. A while ago, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. When you hear those words about someone you love, it changes a lot. In that moment, I wasn't thinking about classes or performances because I'm in the band. I was thinking about my mom, the woman who raised me, supported me, and believed in me. Every weekend, I would drive 6, sometimes 7 hours home just to be with her. I was her sole caretaker. I was still a full-time student, still in band, and still trying to keep my grades up. But I made that trip because the love is stronger than exhaustion. And no matter how tired I was, seeing her smile and seeing her be happy and knowing her son make that trip home made it all worth it. Being a caretaker isn't easy. You feel helpless sometimes. You want to take the pain away, but you simply can't. But what you can do is show up. And that's what I tried to do every chance I got. Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer. Every 2 minutes, another family begins a journey of hope, fear, and faith. To anyone who's been through it as a survivor, a loved one, or a caretaker, I see you and I know your struggle and I understand. My mom taught me what real strength looks like. She showed me that healing isn't just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and built on love. So today I just want to encourage everyone to take care of themselves and each other, cherish your health, get your checkups, hug your loved ones, because life is fragile, but love is powerful. Thank you. Wow.
Good morning, Dr. Scott, Dr. Jones, colleagues, faculty, staff, and students. My name is Catherine Kiki Varakis, and I'm the Chief Audit Officer here at Albany State University. My testimony is a journey of faith, strength, and triumph. On July 23rd, 2009, my world changed forever. What began as a beautiful summer morning and a routine annual checkup quickly became the day that altered the course of my life. After my regular mammogram, I was unexpectedly moved to another room for an ultrasound. I remember the chill in the air, the quiet uncertainty, and the fear beginning to rise within me. Then came the words no one wants to hear. You have breast cancer. In that moment, time seemed to stop. I lay frozen in disbelief as tears streamed uncontrollably down my face. My thoughts raced. What will happen to my boys? I was a single mother with 2 sons, just 6 and 16 years old. The thought of not being there to see them grow up, to watch them graduate from college, get married, or hold my grandchildren, it was almost too much to bear. But even in that moment of darkness, a light began to shine, a light of hope and faith. I didn't know what the journey ahead would bring, but I knew I was not ready to give up. I was ready to fight for my life, for my children, and for the future God still had in store for me, because I knew my work was not done. I turned to my Bible for strength and surrounded myself with a strong circle of family, friends, and faith. Together with my doctor, I weighed every treatment option, and on July 31st, just days after my diagnosis, I had surgery, a lumpectomy, to remove the cancerous lump. It was my first step in a long and difficult road ahead. What followed tested me in ways I could never have imagined. 6 rounds of chemotherapy every 21 days, 37 rounds of radiation, and a year of Herceptin treatment for an aggressive form of cancer. There were moments I wanted to give up. Times when the pain, the exhaustion, and uncertainty felt unbearable. But through every tear, every prayer, and every sleepless night, I held on to my faith and the vision of seeing my sons grow into strong men. So today, 16 years later, I stand before you as a living testimony of God's grace and mercy and his healing power. My sons, both college graduates, one an aerospace engineer, the other a data analyst, are living proof of why I kept fighting. Every milestone they reached reminds me of the life, the love, and the purpose that were worth every struggle. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I am here, alive, grateful, and forever blessed. So I say from the depths of my heart, to God be all the glory for great things he has done and continues to do. See, I realized I wasn't strong enough, wise enough, or smart enough to have survived without his healing power on my life. Breast cancer changed my life, but it did not define me. Instead, it refined me. It strengthened my faith, deepened my gratitude, and ignited an unwavering spirit of resilience and hope to live a life that's purpose-driven. So to my family, I want to leave you with this. Be intentional about your health. Take care of your body. Be mindful of your work-life balance. Ladies, perform your monthly self-examination and schedule your annual mammograms. Don't wait. Early detection truly saves lives. I'm a living proof. Today I celebrate life, faith, and the power of perseverance and hope, realizing that hope was the anchor that kept me steady during the storm. And if my story can inspire even one person to take action, to believe, or to keep fighting, then my journey, my pain, my struggle had purpose beyond measure. Thank you.
So as you can see, she is yet standing. And will all of our survivors, overcomers, and champions please stand? Regardless of what we go through, I know that sometimes those of us who have had the pleasure, our survivors will stand. We've had to call on Dr. That's it. We've had to call on Dr. Jones and ask questions, and he is indeed a real friend to us. And we can ask him just about anything. And even after our radiation and our chemo, whatever process we went through, the loss of hair, the loss of taste, the loss of strength, whatever it was that we went through, we still had a champion on our team. And so, Dr. Jones, we want you to publicly know that we appreciate you and we thank you for being in the battle with us and helping us to go through it, researching and talking us through it, because it's people like you that help us understand even the more how to endure and endure as a good soldier, as long as we know that someone's in the fight with us and helping and educating us on what we have to go through. So in the midst of that, we're just going to tell you what cancer could not do. Even though we went through some things, keep standing, keep standing. Cancer could not cripple our love. Cancer could not shatter our hope. Cancer cannot corrode our faith. Cancer did not destroy our peace. Cancer didn't kill our friendship. Actually, it brought us closer. It cannot suppress our memories, even though they told us we get chemo brain. Cancer cannot silence the courage that we have to fight on. Cancer cannot invade our soul. It cannot steal our eternal life, and it cannot conquer our spirit, because we know when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seems all uphill, when bonds are low and depths are high, when you want to cry but you have to stop, when cares are pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't quit. Don't quit being the survivor, the overcomer, the conqueror, and the person that you know you are to be. Not just for yourself, but for your family, for your loved ones, for the friends that are along with you on the journey, for your colleagues, and most of all, for the person that chose you to be who you are. So if I could leave you with anything, if I would ask that everybody stand, and with the permission of my president, may I leave you all with this charge, if you don't mind repeating after me. And guess what? You can interchange whatever word you need to. But it simply says, repeat after me, I am what God says I am. I am the head and not the tail. I'm out front and not behind. I'm above and not beneath. I'm more than a conqueror. I am an overcomer. I am blessed and not stressed. I am healed. I am healed and not sick. I am prosperous and not in poverty. I am. Now turn to somebody that's sitting next to you and say, you are what God says we are. If you believe it, then clap your hands for who you are. Thank you. And you are open the floor for any questions that you may have for Dr. Jones for a few minutes, and then I think Ms. Parker is coming after this. And will all the committee members please stand under the leadership of Ms. Parker? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We want to thank her for keeping this going and making sure that even though we transition in different places, as our president said, this is too important for us to let go.